Thank you again for joining. Just a few things to know. This webinar is being recording, so we hope to share the webinar with you and with your colleagues in case they couldn't join. We are going to have a Q&A section, so you should see at the bottom of the page the Q&A chat. Feel free to send over all of the questions you have during the session, and hopefully we'll be able to answer as much as questions as we can. We will also send a feedback form after the webinar. So please take 5 minutes to provide your feedback so we can prepare more and better webinars for you in the future. In the next slide, we're going to see the agenda. Just wanted to remind you what we're going to cover during the webinar. We have 2 hours webinar, and this includes 2 different sessions. The first session is designed to cover all the commerce features, have an overview about, in general, the WhatsApp business platforms, what are the new commerce features, some of the use cases and best practices of the new commerce. We will cover this content during 40 to 45 minutes, and then we're going to have 15 minutes for a Q&A session. The second part of the webinar, it's a technical integration of these commerce features. We are going to review the catalog management, how to link the catalog to a WABA, and how to send PLM and receive responses via WhatsApp Business API. We are also going to cover these during 40 to 45 minutes and then have 15 minutes for Q&A. We recommend the first session for all teams. It's mostly for client-facing designers, product marketing, customer success. And the second session, of course, is more technical. So if the second session doesn't make sense for you, it's fine. It's mostly designed for the technical and development teams. So we hope you enjoy this session. We're going to start with the first one. I will introduce our speakers. We have Joanne. She's a strategic partner manager in the NIA partnerships team here based out of London. And we also have Bertie Tison with us today. He's a product marketing manager also based out of London. They will both guide us through the content. And yeah, I leave you with Joanne and Bertie for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniela. Hello and welcome everyone to the WhatsApp webinar. Today's focus is on the commerce aspects of the platform, but I would like to reiterate on why WhatsApp Business Platform is such a powerful tool for brands. Next. With 2.5 billion customers in 180 countries, it's easy to see why WhatsApp Business Platform can be a great tool for brands to connect and communicate with their customers to grow revenue, to reduce your customer care costs, and to improve profitability. In fact, when we did a research in some of our major markets, 68% of the users say that WhatsApp is the most convenient way of contacting a business versus SMS, email, or call. Some of our brands have also reached a 98% read rate. And that's like for every 100 customers that you send a message to, 98% of them actually read it. That's like super high compared to other means of communication. This is why WhatsApp Business Platform is the platform of choice for brands who really want the next level of innovation and communication with their customers. Next. So the focus of today is more on the commerce aspects of the WhatsApp platform. Here, we talk about how WhatsApp can be the tool to drive conversational commerce for brands. Use the platform to reach more customers compared to their brand's existing methods. And use the platform to reduce your servicing costs compared to call centers. And be creative and use the platform to keep your customers loyal and happy. So you can see a fun fact here. There are 13 million messages that has been exchanged weekly between e-commerce brands and their customers on the WhatsApp business platform. And that's a very high number, right? Next. So one great aspect about the WhatsApp business platform is the flexibility for brands to build in personalized experiences for the customer at every stage of their purchasing lifecycle journey with the brand. So let's see an example of this end-to-end journey on the next slide. So at number one, step one, the brand has a click to WhatsApp ad that tells about the product that the brand is trying to sell. So the customers who have been targeted, they are interested, they click on the little WhatsApp button on the ad to be taken to the WhatsApp chat to chat with the brand. So the customer makes a choice, and then by step three, they send the order to the chatbot or the agent. The brand then asks the customer for their opt-in to deliver their order tracking and delivery status. And then this follows an order confirmation and the payment scenario. And the brand provides a shopping notification on step number 6, also followed by an immediate opportunity to do CSAT survey, which is very valuable for a lot of brands, right? You get immediate feedback like, have you done it well? Do the customers like you? Did you meet the expectations? So, and in step number 8, in future, the brand has the opportunity to re-engage customers for any upselling and cross-selling. So let's go to the next slide. What are the channels that brands can use to connect with their customers on WhatsApp? One of the most obvious and biggest volume driver is through the IVR phone deflection. A lot of brands may suffer from high traffic call center volumes, and deflecting them to WhatsApp may be a win-win solution for brands and customers. How does it work exactly? So imagine you are a customer and you have some problem with your product, and you call the brand's call center during your lunchtime, your lunch break. So you're calling, and then you are customer number 20 and your waiting time is 30 minutes. If you would like to be served on WhatsApp, press 1 and our agent or our chatbot will talk to you on WhatsApp. So the customer press 1 and he's deflected to WhatsApp, where he can have an asynchronous conversation with the chatbot or the agent. So that saves time for the customers because they don't have to keep hanging on the phone to wait for somebody to serve him. And it's also good for the brand because then they don't have that many abandoned calls or drop calls. So this is one of the biggest method that brands can use to move volumes to WhatsApp and to help them scale efficiencies. The second method, brands can add WhatsApp icons, we call them go-to-market entry points, to redirect customers from the website or like the email forms on the website to WhatsApp. Instead of filling up this form on the website, why don't you go here to our WhatsApp? So that can be a method. And even in a brand's own app, you have the option to redirect customer service messages and support to WhatsApp. Maybe in your app, it's not designed enough, enough to do any support and servicing. So there you can always redirect them and say, click here to go to WhatsApp to have your support queries answered. Number 4, QR codes are great for digital and physical services. We think about retail branches with posters on the window and QR codes on the posters, redirecting customers to WhatsApp for any support. Also, QR code redirection can happen on digital surfaces like website, digital banners, YouTube ads, and also TV ads. They work on all these surfaces, right? There is also the option to have a WA.me short link, we call it short links, to redirect customers to WhatsApp. For example, If you send SMS to customers with a short link to redirect them to WhatsApp, so they can just click on that SMS with the link and it will open up the WhatsApp chat on their phone. So that's an option that you can do. And this link can also be used on website and even email, right? Well, number 6, brands can also have the option to run ads that click to WhatsApp to start a conversation with their customers, as shown in the previous slide. Last but not least, there is the simplest option of asking your customers to just save your number and text us on WhatsApp, right? So now we come to the main part of the presentation, and I would like to pass over to Bertie to tell you more about our new commerce features. Bertie, all yours.
Hi everyone. It's really exciting to be doing this webinar with you all. As a product person, I so rarely get to actually speak to people that deal with a lot of customers. So really excited to be able to talk to you today. On the product side, our commerce vision is that we want to build commerce features that are as simple as possible for businesses to offer their customers great commerce experiences that drive incremental sales for those businesses and in a profitable way. What we've experienced to date is, as you can see on the before graphic, that commerce is really already happening on WhatsApp and in typically an unstructured way. So you can see here the example of ordering a pizza, and you need to you get a PDF menu. The business sends a PDF menu and asks the user to respond using a numbered lists automated bot flow. So we're still very early on in building our commerce features for the WhatsApp business platform, and there's a big acceleration going to come next year. But I want to talk you through a little bit about the features that we have live in the market today, and why we think these are so great for like certain commerce use cases. And what we have is we have multi-product messages and single product messages. And these are simple and personal ways for a business to showcase their products and services for customers to shop without leaving the chat. We believe that this really leans into why people love us, which is because WhatsApp is simple, personal, and conversational. So what I'm going to do now is I'll just walk you through these features and how they work, so you can see them in a bit more detail. So here you have on the left a multi-product message, and on the right a single product message. The difference between the two is on the left-hand side, a multi-product message, or MPM, will allow a business to send a subset of up to 30 product items from their inventory to a user, for the user to be able to browse from that selection of items, add them to a cart, and send back to the business. For the single product message, perhaps self-explanatory, the business only sends a single item to the user, and the user can open up the message, they can see the product, they can add it to a cart and send it back to a business. So there are a lot of shared commonalities between the two of them. Multi-product messages you should think of if you want to send a selection of product items, and single product messages if you only want to send one. So it's a really high intent use case. For example, if a user knows exactly what they're looking for, and you can respond with this message. A few things to note are, firstly, these are message types that follow exactly the same format as our templates and also our interactive messages like list messages and reply buttons. How the products are fetched is using the Facebook catalog inventory management system, which you may be familiar with if you've ever been involved in running advertising campaigns on Facebook or Instagram, because this is the exact same catalog that a business can use to run dynamic ads on and other parts of the business using this inventory management tool. And then the final part is that a business can upload as many items as they want to that inventory, but the message will only fetch up to 30 or one of those products at a time, to make sure that it's really curated to what the customer is looking for. So to then kind of take you on the journey of what the next steps are. So we've seen that, the message will arrive in the chat thread. And when the user clicks on the message, in the case of a multi-product message, it will bring up a menu as on the left-hand side. This menu can have up to a total of 30 items. And these 30 items can be split into sections. You can see here fresh meat and deli or fresh fruit. And each item can also have a thumbnail image, a header, and also a price, which you can also discount if you wish, as you can see there. And then on the right-hand side, once a user clicks on one of the items, they'll then be taken to a product detail page or PDP. And each item will have its own dedicated PDP, which will contain a header, the price, a description, and up to 10 images of that product. Right now, we're not allowing videos in the product detail page, but it's something that we're interested in doing if we hear good signal that it will be valuable. All of this stuff comes kind of pre-made for you. If you're able to upload your business's inventory to Facebook catalog, and then you're able to build the logic to enable the product detail page, this will all render automatically. The next thing to note is that these items, a customer can reopen a message if they want to, or they can forward it to their friends. But every time they reopen it, we will fetch from the back end the latest information from your inventory. So we make sure that price and stock are always at their most current showing. And then if I move on to the final part, which is showing the shopping cart experience. So once a user has found some products that they would like, they can then add them to a cart. And they can actually add up to 99 of each item to their cart. So you can see here on the left-hand side, they have added 3 chicken breasts to their cart. And then in order to send their cart to the business, they would then click the green button at the bottom, the green arrow, and they can also add a message with their cart. And so what's important to note here is the cart is unique to the person and the business, and it persists within the chat thread. So say, for example, the user decides that they add items to a cart and they decide actually they're not quite ready to purchase. They can go away, maybe have a conversation on WhatsApp with a friend, come back, and their cart will still persist within the chat thread. As soon as they send the cart to the business, that cart clears and they can no longer reopen the cart, but they'll be able to create a new one from scratch again in case they change their mind. The next thing to note is once they send the cart to the business, this will appear as in the screen grab on the right-hand side as a sent cart. And so this is sent cart message. It's then up to the business to decide how they want to handle next steps. So they could, in the example here, ask for the delivery address, or they could take payment options, as we'll see on the following slides. I think one really exciting thing about this product, and when we tested it within the market, is we found that at this stage, so customers that opened a multi-product message had about a 7% conversion rate from opening to sending a cart, which is really, really strong and a great show of high intent once the user opens the multi-product message, and also its kind of usability. That 7% was consistent across both really low price commerce, things like food delivery and groceries, but also high price commerce. We had one electronics company in a test with us that had an average basket value of $1,000 using this feature. So it really is flexible to different types of use case. So now going on to payment options, and this is always like a really hot topic and something we're incredibly focused on at WhatsApp, and over the next year hope to make a lot of progress on. But how can you accept payment today? So the first way you can do it is you can redirect to an external site. So here you can see here that they send the customer a link in WhatsApp to the merchant's checkout page, which will take them to a website where the cart is already pre-populated and the customer's purchase is ready to check out. What's also nice about this is you can then, if a customer does populate a cart in WhatsApp and they send it to the business, you can populate that cart in your on your own web page in almost as like a kind of omni-channel offering there as well. The other option for payments today is the card on file. So if the businesses that you work with have customers with up-to-date card account information saved with them, then you can ask for confirmation to use card on file. And we see this quite often with businesses, for example, doing kind of telco airtime recharge. They use card on file to really make it a smooth experience. All the customer needs to do is authorize the charge to complete the purchase. And then finally, let's not forget the good old cash on delivery. So today, in a lot of our core markets, cash on delivery is one of the primary payment options for e-commerce. And anecdotally, we see that when we offer, when businesses have offered cash on delivery versus an external payment link, about 80% of people opt to choose cash on delivery. So don't forget to be thinking about this as a payment option as you're building your commerce experience. So to summarize, I think there are kind of 4 reasons why a business should use multi and single product messages. Firstly, it's simple and efficient. If you combine together this feature with your existing chatbot, it's a really nice way for the customer to get quickly to what they want. They don't have to browse an enormous storefront of items. They can be taken directly to the 30 items most relevant to them. Secondly, it's personal. So the multi-product messages and single product messages are populated dynamically. So this means that they can be populated based on the context of the person, what the business knows about them from their CRM. So for example, you could show someone, hey, here's your usual Sunday afternoon takeaway order. Click here to reorder it. Thirdly, business outcomes, as we spoke about, that 7% conversion of multi-product message opened to sent cart is a really strong indication of the like high intent as they move through the flow. And finally, no templates. I'm sure all of us on this call have been through the pain of going through template review and having multiple different templates for the same thing. You'll be pleased to know that similar to list messages and reply buttons, these 2 features do not require templates. You're not required to go through approvals for the new flows that you create. So that means that you can really start to experiment and test messaging and things like that to increase conversion without needing to worry about delays of going through template approval. This is particularly great if you want to A/B test, for example. So now I want to hand back to Joanne, who's going to take us through a little bit more of when you should use these features.
Thank you, Birdie. Hello, everyone. It's Joanne again. So now you've seen Birdie walk through the new amazing layout that we have for commerce purposes, and he walked through why you should be using those multi and single product messages. So then the question is, when should a brand use multi and single product messages? Lots and lots of scenarios, really. It all boils down to creativity. Let's look at some use case examples. Next slide. Okay, this is a live example for JioMart. They actually have thousands of items in their inventory, but they have personalized the menu for the customer. And you will see that in the list of products that they show later, there are products that the customers has ordered before. So yeah, let's play the video. The customer says hi, and then they send a link, and the customer starts shopping. They ask for the postcode because this is the same delivery postcode that they delivered before. And the customer confirms the same delivery postcode. So you can see these are the items. Some of them have been purchased before by the customer. There are new deals as well, and there are a lot of recommended products. So the customer scrolls up and down and picks on the item, and you can see a single product messages, and then he adds them to the cart, picks another item, add it to the cart, pick another item, add it to the cart, and you can see the view of the cart. And here the customer has the option to change the quantity of the items or even to remove an item completely. They send the cart to the brand, and now they will give options for payment. First, he confirms the address. And there you go, the order ID, and they are preparing the order. Very easy. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. It's very important to ensure that you design the end-to-end journey to ensure a high conversion rate. This is an example from food orchard retailer, and they give an option to customer to reorder their previous order. So something similar like Duomart's live example. So as you can see here, they get a notification in the first panel, they get a notification message from the brand to get a reorder. And then they have 3 buttons. So the customer can go for previously ordered items, or they can look at all products, or they can look at new products. So in this scenario, the customer reordered their previous items, which happens as consumers because we are creatures of habit. So sometimes we always like to reorder what we have ordered before. And then you can see from that list, they pull the catalog based on the personalization. And there are 30 items here. So the customer will have the choice to scroll up and down all the things that he has ordered before. And the customer clicks on Vim Power Lemon Dish. And you can see this is a single product message where we have the name, the description, and the pricing. Can we go to the next slide? So continuation of this, then the customer adds that Vim to cart. And you can see here, the brand has asked the customer, would you like the order to deliver to your address? So they actually have even the address on file. So in this case, they have integrated the POS and the CRM system so that they know the customer's address and even the products they have ordered before. So it's really well integrated and well delivered here. So the customer says, yes, I want to deliver it to the same address that I've ordered before. And you can see they ask you to reconfirm. You buy the Vim lemon dishwasher, and this is the price. So the customer confirms the product, and then the brand asks, how would you like to pay? And there are choices to pay, and they choose other payment method, which there is a link there that says pay now, which sends them to the brand's payment page. So in this case, maybe they pay with a credit card or debit card. And once the confirmation of payment is done, they redirect them back to WhatsApp. And you can see here, there is a payment confirmation. There is an order ID has been generated. And immediately, there also is an opportunity for the brand to ask the customer, how was your shopping experience? So the customer can give the feedback so the brand can know immediately how they performed, right? So we can go to the next slide. Yes, a lot of sales actually comes from repeat sales. So in this case, you can see there, this one, there is 20% off selected products and beverages. So this brand, this Food Orchard brand is actually trying to promote a different range of product. In this case, is beverages. So the notification of the promotional message is sent to say that there is 20% off on these beverages, and they give an option for the customer to view the offer items, and the customer say yes. So now they pull the catalog to view the kind of products that's under the promotional items. So you can see in this list, they have soft drinks, Coca-Cola, they have juices, and you can see the actual price versus the discounted price. So these are the discounted pricing. And the customer selects a paperboard So the same thing happens that they will add them to the cart, they will check it out, they will check out the cart, do the payment, and then the brand will deliver it to the customers, right? Next scenario. So the next use case is new products. Customers love new products. I do too. And in this use case, the customer, the brand is introducing their newest line of low carb and ketogenic products to help us all lose weight. As you can see, they are sending a promotional message to say that now you can eat healthier, blah, blah, blah. They're using the same multi-product message layout, but the product and the context is very different. So now this is a new product, and customers click on the new products and see what are the new products on offer, and he can select the kind of new products. And again, he will select every one of them, and he can check out the cart and send them to his house. Yeah. The last one is brands have the opportunity to drive more discovery via our click to WhatsApp ads. So Food Orchard decided to promote their range of Lakme face serums at 35% off. So these kind of products and promotions will always get a lot of interest from customers. And in this Facebook thread, customers who are interested will click on the WhatsApp button and be taken to the WhatsApp chat with the brand. And based on the product webhook between the Facebook ads and this and a WhatsApp chat, the chatbot will know which catalog to show to the customer. And in this case, it is the Lakme serum catalog. So you can see that the brand replies to the customer, "Welcome to Food Orchard," and then they give you the Lakme serum product catalog. Customer clicks on the catalog, and she is able to see there are 5 products from the Lakme range, and the customer clicks on one of them to look at the product in detail and decide if they want to buy this product. In the same way, they can add this product to cart, check out, and get it delivered to them. So basically, it's all based on your creativity. You can work with the brands, and the layout is designed in the way that you can sell different kind of range of products. So it's all to help your commerce activities. We have come to the end of our presentation. It is time for the Q&A. So thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Joanne and Bertie, for this presentation. We are going to have some 15 minutes of Q&A. I actually see a list of questions already. Please keep sending questions. We are going to try to answer as much as we can. So please, Joanne and Bertie, feel free to answer any of these questions.
Hi, I want to call out one that was asked. How can a business choose which 30 items get displayed? Can this be automated based on customer segment or other variables? So I think this is a great question, and it's one that I saw a couple of times across the group. And so the one thing, the thing to make clear is that for each business can only have one inventory backed up with the Facebook catalog inventory management system, but that inventory can contain hundreds of thousands of items that can be updated in real time through an integration with the business's own back-end system. And the business can definitely choose which 30 items get displayed, and they have multiple different ways of doing it. So for example, if you were to build a really generic flow where you use list messages, the bot used list messages to ask the customer what they were looking for. For example, do you want to see clothes? Do you want to see beauty? Do you want to see electronics? And each time the user selected one of those, then the business could fetch a list message, a multi-product message containing only those items from that are flagged as that within the Facebook catalog inventory. Alternatively, they could build logic to be able to fetch items from the inventory that they know that the customer has ordered previously, based on kind of being able to integrate with the business's CRM. So the short answer is, you have hundreds of thousands of products that you can store in the back end, and the whole point of the feature is to be able to show only the 30 most relevant to the customer at any one time. But it's up to you to decide how those 30 items get displayed. You could order them based on the latest deals. You could structure them like a hierarchy, like apparel or beauty, etc. Or you could do it in a really personalized way based on a kind of integration you have with the CRM. And so that's kind of up to you to choose how to do it.
Thank you. I will respond one of the questions that I see here. It says, once items have been added to a cart, how is the payment process? Does Meta process the payment, or is it an external payment gateway required? I think in the presentation we had a couple of examples. At the moment, we're using personalized links that send the consumer outside of WhatsApp to finalize the payment. The only way to do it through, I'd say, like WhatsApp is with the reply buttons, if the company has saved the banking details, and then basically they can confirm if they can recharge that bank account. But otherwise, everything is done outside of the WhatsApp platform for now.
I guess I will also answer one question from Humberto Lopez. Yes, you asked a question if multi-product messages can be used for a real estate company, meaning featuring houses and apartments. Yes, so it's based on your creativity. Can you imagine if you have a catalog inventory of different kinds of apartments, houses, and based on the kind of logic flow, for example, if you ask your customer, what type of houses are you interested, and then you pull the most relevant 30. For example, 1-bedroom apartments. So you pull 1-bedroom apartments, or apartments that are less than $1 million. So you pull the relevant 30 apartments less than $1 million. Houses with gardens. So you pull the kind of inventory listing, and you have a catalog of houses with gardens. So yes, it's possible.
Just to add to that, we actually had during our beta that we ran for this feature, we actually did have a real estate agent on it, and I think they sold 55 apartments on WhatsApp in the like 6 weeks that it was running. So it's hopefully gonna capture that in a case study, which we can share out as well. I wanted to tackle a question that I think is kind of more fundamental, and it's quite an interesting one to ask, which was, how do businesses weigh the cost benefit of developing this experience on WhatsApp versus a custom mobile web or mobile app? And I think this is a really great point. And the way I would answer it is that we see ourselves as being like uniquely differentiated from a website or an app, where in actual fact, it doesn't have to be an either or, like WhatsApp or web or app. What we think that WhatsApp brings to the table is being the best place to go for use cases that are probably higher intent, where the user has an idea of what they're looking for. You can be more personalized in what you're providing. You can show them only a subset of what they're looking for rather than your full inventory. And you can also always default to chat. If they ever have a question or need help with anything, they can default to chat. And then finally, this is really like what we're focusing on here is being very simple and efficient. And you saw that from the conversion rate that we have in the feature today. WhatsApp is an app that their customers open hundreds of times each day, and they can come here to do those actions where they don't need to have a specific app downloaded. they can do it by just speaking to them on WhatsApp. And so we really hope that we take away that like kind of simple and efficient, that personal, and also kind of performance aspect that differentiates us from web or app and means that you can operate with both.
Thank you, Valerie. I will take the other question around payments. Someone's asking, what's on your roadmap for additional payment options? We know payments are important for our clients and BSPs. We don't have something at this moment to share. Just for you to know, usually we have the product roadmap every 6 months. So we hope that by the beginning of January, maybe Bertie, correct me if I'm wrong, but we hope that early next year, we're going to have the product roadmap available to share with our BSPs. So if there's anything related to payments, you will know early next year.
Yeah, that's correct. We have a lot of payments continues to be like a #1 focus for us. It's just an extremely complicated thing for us to WhatsApp to do, because we get a lot of kind of scrutiny, and we need to make sure that we do things properly in each market that we go into. So, you know, it's native payments is very much on our radar, and we are hoping to make a lot of progress on it next year. But you know, as we went through the presentation, there are still payment methods that you can do today, like cash on delivery or card on file, that offer a kind of near to native experience as well. I'll just tackle another question, which is someone asked, to use this feature, is it necessary for the business to be using a bot? And so the short answer is yes. The simplest way to use this feature is in a bot flow. It's not built to be used by human agents. However, if you have a technical team of developers, like it is possible, and we have seen examples of this, of partners taking the multi-product messages format and creating a self-service flow whereby a human agent is able to populate a multi-product message and send it to their customers. So it wasn't built for it, but it's possible, but it will require a bit of development work on your end.
Someone was asking if this information is inside the Facebook developers page. It is actually. Some of the screenshots and use cases that we had in this presentation are available in the Facebook developers page. I imagine that if you are part of this webinar, you have a designated strategic partner manager or channel partner manager. So reach out to them if you don't find this information. Or to myself, you'll have my contact details. Anyway, we are going to share these the recording of this presentation at some point, and I will make sure also to include the links to the relevant information. We have a few more questions, and to be honest, there's still some time, so we can maybe answer a few more. I think that's always probably the best part that people are waiting for, the Q&A.
I think I've answered something very simple. Someone was asking, how do you add product quantity? So when you see the list of catalogs, the catalog and the list of items, the customer clicks on one item, so it goes to the single product message, and you can see the item. Then they add to cart, and then you can actually change the number of items. When you see the cart, you can actually, if you accidentally added the wrong item, you can even remove it. So there's an option to remove, or scroll from one to, you can increase the number of items. So you can actually do that from the cart before you send the cart to the brand, saying that this is what I want. Yeah, thanks.
So there's another question that I wanted to answer, which I thought was interesting, which is, has WhatsApp seen differences in how consumers and businesses use the commerce features across different geographies? The answer is yes. And it's really interesting to us to to kind of release our features into the market and see how they get used. What we're seeing broadly actually is, so in India, we're seeing a lot of success with either digital services. So if you think of things like airtime recharge or like travel passes, local bus passes, for example, like this is a very, very successful use case we've seen. We've also seen in India that that deals are particularly popular. We had a few businesses running campaigns over Diwali, the holiday season that was in November. There was actually an element of virality in them that a business would send personalized deals to their customers, and customers would then like share them between their friends, saying like, look, have you seen these deals? Like they would be sharing the multi-product messages. So that was really cool to see. And then I would say in Latin America, we see a lot of kind of hybrid flows between the bot and the human agent. So the user would maybe go through the steps using a multi-product message to select the items, add them to a cart, and send back to the business. And then an agent would pick up the thread and answer any questions and then guide them through the payment process and next steps. And that's particularly relevant for things like apparel or electronics or maybe higher ticket items, where we see that most frequently. Those are probably the biggest trends we see today. Yeah, I would say like focusing on digital goods or low consideration items, deals, and then switching to human agents, a mixed human agent bot flow for higher ticket items as well.
Thank you. I have a question from someone. From a billing perspective, how will these type of messages be classified, templates or session? So these messages do not have to be a template. They can be sent through the conversation. So yeah, they will like they can be sent when the user initiates the conversation. They could also be sent by the business initiating the conversation. But just remember that starting next year, we're going to change the way we charge. It's not going to be longer by message, but it's going to be the price per conversation, whether it's user or business initiated conversations.
I just wanted to pick out two that I saw next to each other that I thought were pretty good questions. So the first is, are there any native integrations with a commerce platform like Shopify or Vtex? And the answer is yes. So if you have a catalog using Shopify today, you can connect that to the Facebook catalog inventory management system, and they will kind of speak to each other that way. And Vtex, I think, is a work in progress as well, so it should be coming soon. Then the question above was, can the customer build multiple catalogs with multiple language based on the customer's initial selection language, and the related items will be displayed? So can the business offer multiple languages, multiple language catalogs to their customer? So the reality is, because there's only one backend catalog per business, what they need to do is they can show catalogs they can show multi-product messages to their customers in different languages. But in order to do that, they should have they need to create their inventory with almost like duplicates of their product set in the different languages. And so therefore, like when they first start speaking to the user and the user says, I speak Hindi, then the business can then fetch all of the items within the backend catalog that are flagged as being in Hindi language and then deliver them to the customer. So that's the way that you could manage language. It's also a way that you can manage, for example, if you have different prices per different regions of a country, you can take the same approach to only show the correct prices to a customer depending on the region that they tell you that they're in.
I think there is a question on the IVR service that's provided by the bot versus the WhatsApp. I think at the end of the day, the business or the brand builds whatever that is most preferred by the customers. So, in this sense, if the customer is going to use voice, then maybe they would prefer to talk to a human agent versus a bot. So, in that sense, the brand themselves would know the kind of rates, the kind of usage rates that they have. And there are some businesses that have only the human agent call center. They have not developed the IVR bot yet. So in this sense, then they don't have to develop that one and WhatsApp. So WhatsApp would be an easier choice. And a lot of customers actually prefer to chat rather than to talk. Because if you want to chat, then if you want to talk, you would talk to a person versus to a bot. And also there is the nuances of accent. Perhaps in some countries, especially like in London, it's very international market. There are people with different accents, and sometimes it would be hard for the bot or the voice bot to also understand accents. So in that sense, WhatsApp would have a higher preference by the consumers themselves. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Joanna and Berry. I think we have maybe time for one or two more questions. We have 6 minutes left. Thank you so much, everyone, so far for sending all of the questions. I think we still have around 10 questions here that we can pick up, maybe pick one or two, sorry, and respond to those. And for the rest of the questions that we couldn't answer, I think depending whether it was anonymous question or not, I will try to get a response and email it directly to those people.
I'll answer one from Eric Guzman, who said, would it be possible to combine the WhatsApp commerce functions with integrations? Something like pre-populating the end user cart from the contents on the e-commerce site, or maybe applying kind of complex business rules like minimum order. I imagine that to achieve this, we would have to be able to manipulate programmatically stuff like prices and cart content. So the answer is, and I think something that Joanne conveyed really well, is it's like kind of up to your creativity to really kind of manipulate the features into creating a really great commerce experience for your business's customers. And so can you manipulate programmatically prices? Yes, you absolutely can. You can set your catalog to update at really frequent cadences, so the prices can change very often. And the same with like the items in your cart and stock levels and things like that. One of the things that this comment calls out that I did want to clarify is whether the business could pre-populate a cart and send it to the customer. So that's actually not possible today. The cart can only be populated by the customer itself, but a business can pre-populate a multi-product message and send it to the customer. So you could say like, you know, here are your favorite items based on your previous orders, like click here to reorder. Then you can apply discounts to the product, to the prices as well. The way you use this is completely up to you, and we would welcome sort of creative uses of it, and if you do anything really interesting with it, please do share it with us, because we'd love to see.
Thank you. I will respond to one question. It's not really related to the commerce features, but I think it's important. It's related to the Cloud API. Someone asked if customers will be able to use WhatsApp API without purchasing through BSP and paying directly WhatsApp. Yeah, so with the Cloud API, customers, so any business or third-party developer will be able to access the Cloud API without a BSP. The only thing that it's important to know is that for those businesses that decide to use the Cloud API, of course, they will then have the benefits that they will have if they go through the BSP, like some of the tools or services that BSPs offers that we wouldn't offer through the Cloud API. But yeah, they will be able to use the API directly. There is actually on the developers page as well, there's more information about the Cloud API, about the differences between Cloud API and on-premise API. So you can have a look there, or again, like just talk to your channel partner manager if you have more questions.
I think just adding on from Daniela's point is that what we're offering on the Cloud API right now is naked API. So the brands that go directly, they better have a very good developer team and stuff. So if not, with the naked API, there's very little that they can do. So there's still a lot of value that BSPs as partners give to into the ecosystem. So I do think that a lot of brands still benefit from their partnership with the BSPs. Thanks.
Thank you. I think it's now the end of the first session. Thank you very much to our speakers. I'm very happy, like for the first time, we have the partnerships, product, and engineering team in the same webinar. So I'm really excited and really grateful also for my colleagues to make the time to deliver this webinar. So thank you, Joan and Bertie. I hope it's not the last time we see you around these webinars.
So I just remind again about myself. I'm solutions engineer on WhatsApp. I'm at the company for 3 years, and at my role, I'm part of my time working with product teams, building products on WhatsApp for commerce, contributing to the code base, and the rest of my time I'm working with clients, with BSPs, and businesses. I'm trying to help them to integrate our products, and also I'm learning a lot from them and trying to bring back that knowledge to WhatsApp and influence road mapping to build new products, new features that fits to specific business and niches. Okay, today I would like to walk you through steps of technical integration that require to start commerce on WhatsApp. From uploading your inventory to Facebook and configuration your business assets to receiving orders from your customers. This commerce journey on WhatsApp contains 4 important steps. First one is create a catalog and upload your inventory to Facebook. There are multiple ways to do this, and I will share recommendations on which way to choose depending on how many products being sold by merchant and how often we changed. Next step is connection to product catalog with WhatsApp business account, and I will explain what can be done depending on type of connection. I'm pretty sure you all know that we have 2 options: on behalf of model and embedded sign-up flow. Third step is then having all business assets connected. BSP and merchants are ready to offer their product items to customers. Starting this step, changes in WhatsApp Business API are required. And finally, 4th step, I will explain how merchants can receive orders from their customers on WhatsApp. Before we start, let me remind the terminology and explain different roles that I'll be mentioning today. BSP. BSP is responsible for implementing commerce features on WhatsApp Business API and provide value-added services to the clients. Merchants. Merchant is a client of BSP who uses its service to communicate with customers and sell their products on WhatsApp. And finally, customer is a user who communicates with merchant on WhatsApp channel and who is able to view product offered by merchant, add them to the cart, and send order to the merchant. Step number 1, merchant has to create product catalog and upload their inventory to Facebook. There are 2 ways to create product catalog. First one, very simple, which is catalog manually created in Commerce Manager. You can see a screenshot here. Only parameter you need to enter is catalog name. And second option is just option to automate this step. We're making API call. So for that, you need to use a Graph API and specific endpoint there. On the screenshot, you can see example of that request. And for manual creation, only parameter you need here is name of the catalog. One important note here is for all of their changes and API calls for catalog, for creation, management of the catalog, the app requires to have a catalog management permission. Second step here is inventory management. Merchant has to upload the inventory to the product catalog created on previous step. And there are 3 ways to do this. The optimal choice depends on number of products, product items merchant is selling, and frequency of updates. First way is manual entry in Commerce Manager. You can see a screenshot here. A very simple set of parameters need to be entered, but this way suits only for small catalogs with low frequency of updates. Basically, only frequency and volume of items that could be manually created and changed by human. Second way is to create a data feed. Data feed is a CSV or XML file that contains one product in a line. Such feed can be uploaded in 2 ways. First one is one-time upload in Commerce Manager. In that case, max size of the file would be 100 megabytes. And it's also possible to set up a URL to the file hosted on third-party server or URL to Google Spreadsheet. In that case, Facebook will download the file and extract product items from the feed. Also, it's possible to configure regular scheduled upload at a specified time. It can be every hour, daily, or weekly. Max size of the file in that case would be 8 gigabytes, but we recommend to keep it under 4 gigabytes. And if you have huge catalog, you also can split it into 2 data feeds, let's say 2 feeds for 50% of their items in each. Also, feed configuration might be automated using Feed API. This way we recommend for merchants with large catalogs that could be easily maintained in data feed files and moderate frequency of changes. Just a reminder that frequency of changes can be less than 1 hour. So minimal frequency is 1 hour, and also daily and weekly available as well. Third option we recommend for large product catalogs, where part of the feed or entire feed can be updated frequently. In that case, we recommend to go for Catalog Batch API. Group of product items can be created, updated, or deleted via a single HTTP request. And it doesn't require to upload the entire catalog to Facebook. That solution helps to sync merchant CRM system with Facebook and WhatsApp. Basically, every time you have a change in your inventory in your CRM, for example, some of the product out of stock, you can automatically sync with Facebook, updating that one item in Facebook catalog. Important technical topic I have to cover is product catalog ownership. Product catalog could be owned by merchant and by DSP as well. Our recommendation is to create a product catalog under Merchant Business Manager for better control your business assets, and also that catalog won't be lost then merchant decide to change DSP. And as it already mentioned during first session, if merchant already has a product catalog used for dynamic ads, the same catalog might be used for WhatsApp as well. But commerce catalog used for Facebook shops currently not supported on WhatsApp. Having a product catalog owned by DSP Business Manager is also possible. For example, it causes less frictions if WhatsApp business account created where on behalf of model. I will explain this connection the next step. Okay, step number 2, having a product catalog uploaded to Facebook. The next step would be connect the catalog with WhatsApp business account. Again, easiest way to create that connection is go to WhatsApp Manager and do manual connection in UI. A user who makes the connection must have manage catalog permission on this catalog. And that permission can be granted in Business Manager. One important limitation that already mentioned a few times today, each WhatsApp business account can have only one product catalog connected to it. Moreover, each product catalog can be connected to only one WhatsApp business account. Connection a product catalog to WhatsApp business account could be automated as well by making Graph API call. On this screenshot, you can see an example of such a request. 2 permissions required for the app, WhatsApp Business Management and Catalog Management. Those permissions could be requested in app dashboard, and this requires go through app review. Granting permission to system users to the catalog could be automated as well, and it could be done in the same manner as assigning a business user to WhatsApp business account. So again, on the screenshot, you can see example of that simple request that simply grants manage catalog permission to the user. Only thing you need to specify user ID and use catalog ID as a parameter for the endpoint. Next step, product catalog sharing. This step is necessary if merchant owns the catalog and connected to DSP wire on behalf of model. In that case, a merchant can share catalog with DSP. That could be done in a Business Manager. So basically, for the DSP, merchant should grant manage catalog permission. Let me summarize what I already mentioned for different connection models. For on behalf of model, then DSP owns the WABA, WhatsApp business account. If DSP owns the catalog created for merchant, DSP can make the connection between the catalog and WhatsApp business account. But in case if merchant owns the catalog merchant has to share the catalog with BSP first, and then BSP is able to make the connection. For on behalf of model, then BSP for embedded sign-up flow. For embedded sign-up flow, then merchant owns WhatsApp business account and shares it with BSP. Merchant is able to make that connection because of merchant is able to manage all of their assets under their business manager. But BSP can make that connection as well if merchant shares the catalog with BSP. So basically, by that, I want to say BSP and merchant have to understand who is responsible for maintaining the catalog and find out the easiest way for their case. Step number 3 is merchant can let customers to view product items. And this can be done with two new type of interactive messages now supported by WhatsApp Business API. Single product message and multi-product message. Single product message used by merchant or BSP to send a customer a message that contains details of one product item via API. Via API call specifying product catalog ID and product item ID. On this screenshot, you can see example of that API request. Two IDs involved here could be found in Commerce Manager and also in product catalog feed. For multi-product messages, this type of message allows to send to a customer up to 30 product items in one message. Those items can be split into the sections and only up to 10 sections available. But total number of items across across all sections shouldn't exceed 30. To make this API call, the product catalog ID and product item ID also must be specified. You can see on that screenshot, we use product ID once, and we specify different product item ID and different sections. A few important notes regarding to what type of messages. If a customer has multiple devices linked to the same WhatsApp account, then multi-product and single product messages will be synced between devices. Also, those messages can be forwarded from one user to another, might be reopened by user within the same conversation. But those type of interactive messages cannot be sent as notification. They only can be sent as a part of existing conversation. Also, that possible situation, then a product catalog updated after conversation started. In that case, the app screens that display products from the catalog are updated as soon as changes received from the server. And if item became out of stock, single product message and multi-product message show that item is unavailable. And if such item has been added to the cart, it would be automatically removed from the cart. And now final step here is how customers can send orders to the merchant and how merchants able to process incoming orders from customers. Here you can see a screenshot of their cart. As already said by Bertie, a customer has unique card per thread of merchant, and the card doesn't persist across devices. Customer can view product items shared by merchant and add up to 99 units of each product to the cart. And there is no limits on number of different items added to the cart. Also, cart doesn't have expiration date, but once cart is sent to the merchant, it's cleared. So that means if customer wants to edit the cart once the cart is sent, the only way it could be done is just to populate another cart with the same set of items and send it to merchant again. Once a customer sends a cart to a merchant, and merchant receives the webhook. Webhook contains payload where product item IDs selected by customer and quantity, also price and currency would be specified. Merchant can see items added to the cart, but merchant cannot able to see items before the cart is sent to merchant. And also, merchant is not able to send cart messages to customers or update the cart on behalf of a customer. This because of privacy concerns. And this is it, what I have for today. I think we may open the questions.
Thank you, Maxim. Thank you very much for the presentation. Yes, there are a couple of questions. Feel free to choose any of those ones that you feel comfortable to answer. I have one. I believe this question was actually asked also in the previous session. Someone asking if a real estate customer wishes to sell their homes with a catalog via WhatsApp, if this can be done. Yes, this can be done. Actually, Bertie explained that during the beta testing, we had a real estate business, so this is possible. There are other questions. Maybe this one, if there is an estimation of the time that it takes to do this kind of implementation. You probably have more experience than me, Maxim, on this one.
Yes, answer is, it really depends on our size of the catalog and the way of inventory upload chosen by the business. So if we're talking about just few items, it could be done easily, very quick in Commerce Manager. But other types for huge catalog, for catalogs that have high frequency changes, this requires some engineering involvement. Or another option might be integration of customer for e-commerce platforms that already integrated with Facebook. So I would say if integration of Facebook already done by third-party platform, it would be fast. If it requires engineering resources involvement, it could take time, but from my experience, clients who are able to dedicate engineering team for that could be done within 1 week.
Thank you. I will respond to one that I see here. Can a business initiate a conversation with the user sending a catalog message For example, for special offers? If yes, how? I'm not sure if the person who asked this attend the first session. If not, we will send the recording. My colleague Joanne walked us through a couple of examples. So yes, this is possible. For example, the business could send a message template to initiate the conversation. All businesses have to initiate it through template messages. So it can be a template message, maybe with an offer about a new product or any relevant offer. You can add some reply buttons, and within those reply buttons, you can have the menu. So in this case, if it's a special offer, I believe the example was about some I think you mentioned something about low carbs products or something like that. So for example, you can have the menu, and then when the user clicks on the menu, it will open the catalog of those products that are on the special offer. Are there any other questions, Maxim, that you want to take?
So we may go through one by one and see if we
In the meantime, I see one. I'm trying to answer as much as I can. If it's too technical, I will let Maxim answer. Okay. But I see one. It's what is a small catalog versus a large catalog in your opinion? We allow businesses to include up to 30 items. Whether it's product or services that they offer. So yeah, it can be larger than that, right? Like that's the intention, that even though you may have like hundreds or thousands of products, you only select the top 30 that are more relevant for the user at that point, whether it's a special product or maybe something based on previous purchases, etc. So yeah, I guess to answer to your question, whether it's like small or large, that will depend on each business, but you'll be allowed to have up to 30 items.
Okay, let's pick up our next question. Is a business able to create different catalogs for different types of customers? As we already mentioned, only one catalog could be connected to WhatsApp business account. So, but if you have multiple business accounts, they could be use different catalogs. As I already said, we have one-to-one connection between WhatsApp business account and product catalog. That means for free WhatsApp business accounts, you need to create free product catalogs. But segmentation, our catalog is quite flexible. If you need to make some segmentation, different offerings for different types of clients, it could be done within one catalog. And depending on logic at merchant side, different offering might be sent to different types of customers.
There's a couple of people asking if we are going to provide a copy of the webinar recording. Yes, we hope to provide a webinar recording. The webinar is actually being recorded. We just have to wait for our team to have that ready and send it to you. So it may take a couple of days, maybe 1 week, but we'll do our best to deliver that to you as soon as possible. I know that some people missed the first part of the session. So again, we will send the full webinar, including the first and the second session.
Okay, now let me pick up the next question. Do businesses have to upload the products into the Facebook shop system, or can we connect the shopping software with its products? As I mentioned, my presentation, commerce catalog used for Facebook shops at this time cannot be used for WhatsApp. But if your platform already integrated with Facebook advertising and there is a catalog used for dynamic ads, that catalog might be used for WhatsApp. So we have multiple platforms that already integrated with Facebook. So go to our website for partners and see what we have, what partners we have already integrated for that.
We have a similar question to one of the ones I answered a few minutes ago. If can a catalog be initiated from a list button, meaning in WhatsApp list control that has up to 10 selections? Yes, that's possible through the buttons if you have the menu option through those buttons.
One interesting question I see: how do you make sure that the click to WhatsApp link an ad is also recognized by the chatbot as exactly this ad? In the beginning of this year, we launched way for attribution such messages. So we have a referral field in webhooks where you can get information about what ad particular user clicked with all of the details of that ad. I recommend to go to Facebook documentation and see how it could be implemented and what does it mean integrated that for merchant.
Someone is asking if there is a way to connect the catalog from Shopify, BigCommerce, or other e-commerce platforms. Our colleague Bertie was here actually on the first session. He answered some of these questions. Shopify is possible at the moment. Maxime, help me understand, like, I'm not so sure if BigCommerce or others. I believe just Shopify at the moment.
This question is better to address through BigCommerce because of our API is open for many clients. I'm pretty sure BigCommerce already integrated with Facebook as well.
Thank you. There's a few other questions. I don't know if Maxime, maybe you can help me reply to a few of them.
The very simple question I see here: how can a business unlink a catalog from the DSP? For that, we have UI in WhatsApp Manager that could be easily done by clicking the button. Another question, one catalog might be linked to more business accounts. Product catalog could be shared with other business managers, but limitations still in place. That catalog might be connected to only one business account. So the case of sharing, I explained that needed if, for example, DSP is making connection between product catalog and WhatsApp business account on behalf of merchant. Another question, how long does it take for catalog to appear on WhatsApp? line once we add it to WABA. Once catalog added to WABA, it would be available for single product messages and multi-product messages. It might be slightly delayed if catalog is new and each of the item required to go through review. But if you already have catalog used for dynamic ads, that time between availability on WhatsApp side very short. Another question, is there any API to integrate the new features of an existing chatbot used for selling? Yes, we recently updated our API. Just what you need to do, update WhatsApp client till latest version. And there we have two new types of messages that chatbot can send to the customer. And also chatbot is able to handle cart messages via inbound webhooks. So that integration is possible.
Thank you, Maxim. I think there's just like 2-3 more questions. We have time. Thank you, everyone, so far for joining, for being patient. I know picking up all the questions. We had a lot of questions, so we have only a few left. If you have any other question, feel free to send it. We don't always have an engineer in the webinar session, so anything that you want to ask Maxim, please send it now. Maxim, I suggest maybe we pick 2 more from the few left we have, if that's okay for you.
Yes, absolutely. So which one?
I guess this one is an interesting, like if it's possible to connect the same catalog to the channel and WhatsApp, Instagram, and Messenger.
Only limitations we aware about at this moment is for WhatsApp. The same catalog probably could be connected to Messenger and Instagram. This should be checked in the documentation. I think we may answer the question now. Okay, next question is where callback to the webhook, then it's unlinked. So we don't have webhooks for connection and disconnection of business assets.
Someone is asking if you have questions after this webinar, what is the best way to redirect those questions to us? There's 2 ways. All of you have access to our direct customer support, to direct support. You can contact them through the business manager. Or if you have, which I imagine most of you will have, a channel partner manager point of contact, just reach out to your channel partner manager. That's our role, help you to answer all of the questions you may have on our product. So feel free to reach out to the person that actually invited you to the webinar directly.
Probably one more question regarding to their commerce messages, messages be available outside of Facebook catalog? This is for businesses that perhaps are not interested in catalog on Facebook. We support only Facebook product catalogs. As you noticed on my slides, to send a single product message or multi-product message, you need two IDs. First one, ID of the product catalog uploaded to Facebook, and also ID of their product item in that catalog. So answer is, at this point, we support only Facebook catalogs.
Thank you, Maxim. Well, thank you very much. I think we can finish the webinar now and give everyone 20 minutes back of your time. Thank you for attending, whether you attend the first one, second session, or both. I'm very happy that, again, we had the partnerships, engineer and product team together. If it will be really helpful once you receive the email with the feedback form and all the links to the different developer documentation, please share with us your feedback. Let us know, what do you want to hear on the next webinars? What can we do better? Basically, yeah, help us to prepare better and more webinars for you. Thank you very much. Thank you also to the Facebook team who is helping us to record this webinar. Thank you, everyone, and see you next time.